Welcome to Series 2 of the Productivity for Profit podcast. In this second series, we'll be talking about the mindset behind being productive. Knowing the tools and techniques that increase and maintain our effectiveness are so valuable, and it's our mindset that determines just how powerful they are. So I'm bringing in some very special guests to discuss an array of mindset topics, from how we speak to ourselves, our money mindset, holistic therapies, vibrational energy, and more, so that we can maximize our favourite techniques and take our productivity to a new level. Today we're going to be talking about how to take those strangers and for them to become customers, clients, people who pay you. So it's the age-old question, isn't it, about how to bring new people into your world to the point where they're willing to hand over their money. And it's a process. A lot of people have expectations that as soon as they offer something amazing, that people are going to just hand over their cash, hand over their time, hand over their energy, because that's what it is. This is an investment. So the first thing I want to talk about is the customer journey. So put yourself in their shoes. Imagine that you are that buying customer. When you purchase something, do you just see it and hand over your money straight away? We have a lot of choices, don't we? We have a lot of things to choose from, and we have issues that we want solved. So sometimes we will see something and it won't seem relevant to us. Sometimes it will be relevant, but at another time. And sometimes it's something where we think, yes, that could be a potential solution, but that's not enough for us to just get out our card and hand over money. We need more than that. So put yourself in your client's or customer's shoes. And imagine that you are them. And what journey do you go through? And we all go through a different journey. We all need different things to make that decision, to step over the line, to hand over our money or invest our time. So what do you need when you make a purchase? When you look for something, you're buying a holiday, a course, working with somebody, buying a product. What do you need in order for you to see it to paying your hard-earned cash? Or investing your time and energy. There's a process, isn't there, in between that. You don't just hand over cash willy-nilly. It's considered. You do your research. Lots of objections come into your mind. Is it a good investment? Is this going to work for me? There are lots of things that go through your mind, and that's exactly what that stranger is doing when they see what you are offering. If they've never seen you before, they're going to need to get to know you, your product, your service. We've all heard of the know, like and trust factor. And it's another one of those kind of buzz phrases. What does it really mean? What is to know, like and trust? Again, it's a process. It's not something where you're going to see one video and you're suddenly going to be ready to hand over your money. If you already know that person, you know somebody who's worked with them, that's an easier process, but it's a much steeper hill to climb if they are a true stranger. So you need to bring those people into your world, but manage your expectations of what it's going to take to get them to hand over their money. Some things will be an easy decision, some things will be a harder decision. Some people are impetuous, some people are researchers and they need time. So don't expect everybody to understand how amazing what you offer is. And it is amazing, but manage your expectations about what it's going to take for somebody to get to that realization and to get to the point where they're going to hand over their money. I always use that analogy of the staircase. If you're at the bottom of the staircase and you want to get to the top, you don't leap up in one stride. You take steps. And that applies to so many things in life and business. And again, it applies here. People will need to take incremental steps up the staircase to get to not knowing you and not knowing your product to making that purchase and making a commitment and trusting. So what does your client need to do to climb that staircase? What processes do they need to go through? What do you need to go through? What do your friends tend to go through? Use that information to understand that you need to take them on a customer journey so that they can become a client or customer. And it will take time and it will take patience. So, how do you do that? What are these steps? What do you need to do? So if you're, for example, going to work with somebody new, it might be a recommendation. It might be that you've seen that they've done a webinar. It might be that you've done their challenge. These are fantastic ways of taking people on that journey, experiencing what you have to offer. And there is nothing more powerful to really get somebody to understand what you offer, how you work, the transformation that they're going to go through with you, is for them to experience it. And things like webinars and free workshops and trial periods, all of those things are an opportunity for somebody to experience either your product or your service. And there is nothing more powerful than that. So finding the right avenue for you, because some people can't think of anything worse than doing a webinar. So it's finding what works for you, but give them a taster. Let them see what it's like. Demonstrate. If it's a product, demonstrate it. Give them the experience, because then that leap up the stairs that staircase is shorter. That leap is smaller for them to take when they've actually experienced. I did a challenge recently and I had people from different countries and all over the UK, people that I'd never met before. Some I had, some I hadn't. But they were so engaged because I was giving them quick wins and I was giving them an experience, and they were very engaged. And the conversion rate was high because they got to work with me. They knew what they were getting. And so new people came into my membership. So give them that experience. What would that be for you? What would that look like for you? What could you offer where somebody has an experience with you, they get to know you, work with you, you provide a transformation for them, a result, a quick win, because that has impact. That shows them, that demonstrates, they're living it, they're knowing you, they're getting to know you, and it's quick. It's yes, it's a lot of effort. Yes, it takes you out of your comfort zone, but it is so impactful and takes you on a much bigger step up that staircase than if you are just putting out posts and hoping for the best, because that's not impactful in the way that a demonstration and experience working with you is going to provide. Now, it can be tricky to know, what do I provide free? What should people be paying for? But if you're starting out and you want to gain that know, like and trust, you've got to show what you do. You've got to bring them into your world, and what's more powerful than them working with you? So one simple, quick win is all you need to offer. Just something simple that solves a problem and gives them the experience of being with you. So you're not giving everything away, but you're just bringing people into your world, and you're shortening that customer journey from stranger to buyer. So what could you do in your business? The third thing I'm going to talk about taking stranger to customer, is about utilising your network. So you have a massive network. You belong to Facebook groups, Instagram, networking groups. You have a lot of people who can be your middleman. So the platform or the people around you can be the middleman, and you can do the same for them. It's reciprocated. So this is not take. This is give and take. This is support. This is raising each other up. So if you provided a good service for somebody, they will be happy to recommend you because they have first-hand experience. They've gone through a transformation with you, used your product, whatever it happens to be. So because they've got that experience and they know that a recommendation will reflect on them too, but they have no qualms in recommending you because they've worked with you or they've used your product and you've given them good service. So utilize that network. You recommend them, they recommend you, and it's again shortening that gap between stranger and buyer. So who have you got in your world? What platforms have you got? What about utilising Facebook groups where you go in and you provide advice? Because the people in there are not doing the same thing as you, but they need what you have. When they ask a question, you can be super helpful. You can give great advice, provide a solution to them. And people take notice. I had somebody message me just day before yesterday who I had given some advice to in a Facebook group, and they reached out to me because they wanted to speak more about what I do. And they wanted to continue the conversation. And this was a while ago. So it's worth the effort. Get into a couple of really relevant groups where there are end users who need what you have and provide help. This is not spamming, this is not promoting, this is not pushing your services, it's not breaking any group rules. It's being helpful. And people will notice. If somebody recommends you, thank them. Elaborate a bit on the subject. So if somebody's asked for some advice, one of your colleagues, friends, clients recommends you, thank them, and then talk a bit about, yes, I can provide this solution. This is how to get in touch with me. What we're doing is bringing down barriers. When you think about when you want to work with someone, all sorts of objections pop up in your head. There's all sorts of barriers. There's imposter syndrome. There's the trust issues. There's the how do I get in touch with somebody? This is going to cost me time, money and energy, which are important resources that, I need to be sure where I'm investing them. So all of these objections and obstacles are coming up. How can you bring them down? How can you flatten that curve? How can you bring that mountain that they feel they need to climb and bring it down and make it easy and make it a no-brainer for them? So make it easy by providing links that work. Keep testing your links, make sure they're working, and as a few steps as possible for them to go from a link that you provide to being able to talk to you, give them the option to talk to you, especially if you've got a high price point. You may need to lower those objections by getting on a call with them. So think of all these things that people need to get from stranger to buyer. What do you need? What do they need? And you provide that in your own way, in a way that's appropriate for your business, that resonates with your values, that works for you. And take that journey, and there will be a journey. You can shorten it, but you do need to take them on steps to get there. It takes a bit of patience, takes a bit of work, takes a bit of trial and error. But when you've cracked it, you can repeat it and you'll find the methods that work for you. So take a little bit of time to think about how you can convert those strangers into clients or customers, the journey they need to go on, the steps they need to take, how you can shorten that journey effectively by bringing people into your world and bringing that trust in by showing them, working with them, demonstrating to them, referrals. These are all things that will stop them being a stranger. They will feel like they know you, and then they'll have the courage to take the steps to contact you, to work with you, to join your challenge or whatever it is that you're providing. And then once they've got that experience with you, it will be such an easy decision for them to say yes. And not everyone will say yes. If you think about all the people that you come into contact with remotely online, and then the people that actually look at your posts, and then the people that actually click on your link, and then the people that actually do your free whatever it is, and then the people that sign up, yes, it's small numbers, but just chucking spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, and the scattergun approach, that's going to take a long time. So be strategic. Thanks for joining me for this episode of the Productivity for Profit podcast. Why not join my free Facebook group, Productivity for Profit, for more tips, tools and support on your journey to mastering your productivity and time management. If you've enjoyed the podcast, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. If you're juggling the demands of a service-based business helping your clients and all the other demands of life, then you're probably feeling pretty short of time. So this is just for you. I have a brand new course that helps you to save a minimum of an hour every day. And what would you do with that extra hour? And how would that accumulate over a year? Would you make more money? Would you be more present with your family? Would you have more me time and prevent the burnout? Whatever you choose to do with that extra hour a day, we know that it's not just about what you do, but how you think. So this course is going to start with those quick wins of gaining you back some time, plugging the leaks, putting in the boundaries, but it's also going to help you to instill new beliefs that will allow you to make different choices. Because this is not just about quick wins, as good as they are, it's about long-term change and changing your life. So, if this is something that you would like to know more about, then have a look in the show notes and find the link to the Save an Hour Every Day course.